Hi there, welcome back. It's been a while. I've had a busy week. I have finished up. Where is she? Where is she? She's missing. I have finished up miscellaneous works. The lady with the ermine is done. I have to step away from the book. I'm at that stage where I have to say, Catherine, step away from the book. It's very tempting to just keep going. And I know that at some point they're no longer my book. I need to pass the torch, so to speak. So for anyone who thinks they might be interested in this sweet little book, no, not so little, I still haven't put her on the scale to see what she weighs. She's a good weight. 253 pages? 258? Anyhow, today is Friday, so my plan is tomorrow morning to release her flip through here on my channel, and then hopefully have her Etsy listing go live on Etsy at 10 a.m. New York time, Toronto time. We're on the same time zone, so 10 a.m. New York time. I think the whole world knows that one best, and that's my time zone as well, even though I don't live there. So that's my plan for this beautiful lady. And in the meantime, I thought I'd dig out some other books that I have in various stages of not being done. I tend to do that to myself. I start a book and then I sort of go, oh look, a bird, and I'm off on a tangent. And I started this one a while back. When I did a little guest appearance over on Kelly's channel, Book and Paper Arts, while she was away. And I have got more work done on her. And that's what these are. This morning I posted a picture of these end papers. And the end papers are to go inside the Beacon Literary Readers. I did find out the year that these readers were published, even though it was not put in the book. I did find out online that it's from 1932, so it's 90 years old, which is a good age for such a pretty book. And she was in lovely condition. So I'm working so far on her signatures. I'm going to put 5 in, and I think she may end up being, I'm going to take a little bit of inspiration from this beautiful color of green and the nice mustardy golden color, and maybe have a little bit of a forest lore overflowing out the side here on this pretty little book. She won't be very big, but she's definitely going to be pretty, and I think September is a good time of year to do a little forest lore. Well, certainly where I live, the leaves are still green, not for much longer. Very soon we're going to start seeing the leaves changing colors into beautiful shades of yellows and golds and really bright, vibrant reds. I've heard that there's some areas in the world the leaves don't turn bright, bold red. And certainly where I live in Ontario, we can get just shockingly gorgeous red leaves on our trees in the fall, on certain varieties of trees. So, and I always look forward to that. I think autumn is my favorite time of year. I love when the day is still warm, the sunshine feels warm, but it's cool enough for a sweater. I love sweaters. Thank goodness menopause is over and I'm back to enjoying sweaters. I had about 10 years where I wondered, will I ever wear a sweater again? And yes, there is life at the end of that season. And the season of sweaters comes back, and then you actually need them because you feel cold right down to your bones. So that is that's coming up here for where I live, and I love it. And it's September, October, and November. We enjoy a beautiful, beautiful time of year where I live. And then I'm one of those few lucky people where I don't mind winter because I don't have to go out into it. I can stay in my cozy home and look out the window and say, oh my, what a cold, snowy day out there. Am I ever glad I'm home? And I realize that is, that's a rare treat. So I do appreciate that. Now, I have, the end papers were so beautiful on this, very vintagey, but front. But I want to do something a little bit more dramatic, and I really like that, especially if I'm going to go with some, add in some leaves and twigs and that sort of thing. So I think that's going to look really nice, and that's my plan for literary readers, for a little mini forest lore book. And I think I've got a basket. Here we go. I've got a basket going, so let's get her put away. And then I'll show you the other two books that I found. And this doesn't even include the garden book that I did start a while back. And I know the garden book is going to need flowers and sunshine and you know, I do feel like it needs to be the domestic goddess of gardening, and I'm wondering if I should just put her aside either for a break in the middle if I've got the winter doldrums at some point next winter, or if I'm really feeling antsy for spring, and I think I'll bust her out and work on her a bit more. Now, if you remember this little book that I found a while back, Thackeray, I realized that I got started on it because I've even got 5 signatures started, and the basket going, and stopped there. So let's take the text block out. This book is old. This is 1887. So this book is old, and I was trying to decide what end papers to use for her. And again, I'm still in an all sorts kind of mood. Oh my goodness, did you all enjoy Nick the Booksmith's latest video that she put out? I think it was yesterday. I think I've watched it 3 times. It's one of her good old-fashioned videos. I've been waiting for one of those again. I mean, she always does wonderful stuff, don't get me wrong. But lately she's been enjoying, and we have to follow our hearts as artists. She's been enjoying doing these murder mystery narratives while she works on something on her desk. This is what I want. These would be the end papers for this girl. And my subconscious doesn't do well with scary things, because although I'm fine listening to murder mysteries while I'm awake, or if it's on TV or that, my subconscious remembers it, and I will have very vivid, terrible dreams at night. So I'm actually nearing the time of year where I can't even watch television because the commercials are scary. I don't enjoy Halloween commercials for movies, upcoming movies that are scary. I don't enjoy, if you find that, normally I try my best to at least click on like for videos for journal making. But if it's a Halloween journal, I hope you will forgive me if I'm not watching them. I just don't, I don't do well with the scary things. And it's funny because I'm not, it's not death that I'm afraid of at all. I mean, especially given my husband's line of work, that part doesn't bother me in the least. In fact, it intrigues me. I think it's how Halloween has become, instead of a happy little trick-or-treat, shell out, the witches are out, it's become how terrifyingly gory can we get? At least for movie and television makers. And my imagination doesn't need any help with that. So I find at this time of year, and it seems to get earlier and earlier, I noticed it started in August this year, the Halloween commercials on television. And very, very soon I will simply be watching things on Netflix, thank goodness. Netflix and YouTube and Prime and all those, thank goodness. There's lots of options. On demand, I can watch all my decorating shows. And thank goodness I can do that, and I will not be watching, because even if I want to watch just a regular nice show, for me, the risk of a terrifying commercial advertising a movie or an upcoming, I think I made that smidge too large. Yeah, I missed that pencil line. At least I did it in the correct direction. They show up in the middle, a commercial will show up in the middle of a show that I'm enjoying, and I think, oh, come on, you guys. I can't imagine for children who are watching TV if a commercial like that came on. Nope, it's got to be from the other side. So I will save these. You know the drill. Pockets and let's do, I want to figure out which side I want more. I guess that's the correct direction. Yeah. Alright. I don't like this part. I like it in the middle here. I'm going to take it from the middle. So that's my thing. So if you think, not that I comment all that often because I often watch my YouTube videos that I do watch on my television, and you can't leave comments. I still will try and go back and click like later on when I've got my laptop open, because I know that that's important for them, for their... The watching will have been logged by YouTube. YouTube keeps track of it, and I figure if it helps them pay for their glue and pay for a pizza, I want to be able to help. Do my part. So anyhow, that's me and scary things. Oh, so that, yeah, see, everything comes around about. So it was such a treat to see a good old-fashioned Nick the Booksmith video. Raggedy signatures. And oh, that's just what I love. So if that is up front, I like that one. And up back. All right, so this is the cover that had my sweet little bookstore that I love, my little thrift store in town that sticks those massive price tags on their antique books, and it can tear the cover, and they keep doing it. And it just tore the paper right off. I mean, this old girl, 1887. But I think I did a good job camouflaging that. I just modeled in some brown and a little bit of red, and then I took a sharp thing and I gouged a bit because it was already worn and gouged up here and over here. And personally, I like that. I will be leaving these as is. Sometimes I don't like wear and tear on a book, and there are other times where it's just yummy. And this is yummy, and I like this. I'm quite happy with how that came out, and I think I did a good job at camouflaging it. I'm not going to... this fabric is actually quite good. I can't see through it. Wait till you see the next one. I can't see through it, so it... I think it will be fine. When I put the text block in, that will add in a layer of fabric and a layer of paper, and that will reinforce these little gutters here, and I think that that will be more than enough to keep it supported for another, hopefully 100 years, 90 years, or however long it needs to last till the next bookmaker does a little doctoring on it. So this was the ink that I used called Acorn. I just got it. I thought it would be brown. This looks brown. But if you look here, I don't know if my camera's picking it up or not. It has a slight greenish tinge to it, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting a dark, dark brown. But I don't mind it. So I'm just going to have to keep that in mind when I use it, that it's got a slight greenish tinge to it. I want a dark, dark brown. And I do know that the walnut stain for Distress ink is very dark brown. So I will be using the walnut stain for around here, and even though it's already quite dark, yes, I will still be distressing just the edges. Gives it a little drama. A book from 1887 deserves some drama, I think. We had some good news with our little pupper this week. Took her in for another checkup on her teeth because she had the severe malocclusion, the class 2 malocclusion of her lower canines, which means that the two bottom teeth, the big sharp ones, that means she's a meat eater, they're supposed to aim towards the outside of the upper teeth, and hers were trying to grow towards the inside, and if they did that and kept growing, they would eventually pierce her upper palate. And I guess if she were a wolf in the wild, it would kill her eventually, very painfully. And it can be quite expensive to correct. It is correctable, but it can be quite expensive, and of course very distressing and expensive and painful for the pup to correct it. So, and from what I gathered, the only specialist that can do such a procedure where I live is way downtown in Toronto, and I try to avoid Toronto whenever I can. But just as they hoped it would, when they removed the baby teeth that were definitely in the wrong position, but because they were babies, they weren't very long. The adult teeth, as they were growing in, twice a day I had to push on them and hold them for 10 seconds, which she did not like. It was very upsetting for both of us. She didn't like when I made her sit down and I'd push on her teeth and count to 10. But it did the job because her teeth are now in the correct position, and it looks like we will not be needing a canine orthodontist. Can you believe that there's such a thing as canine orthodontist? There, I really like that. An 1887 book deserves some drama. These look like the kind of end papers that should go into an old Dickens book. So that's nice. That's going to look good back. So that will go there, and that will go there. Now this book still had the original library pocket from the Upper Canada College. I'm sad that I have to lose that, but I'm willing to give it up for beautiful end papers because we've still got this, and that will look cool back there. And then we will have some fun here. And I think this is going to be, again, another cute little book. I did a lot of deckled edges along here, and I'm not done because I think we've still got a good pinch there, and I think I can have a little bit more fun with this sweet little pocket kind of a junk journal. So there's that one. Now I must have had Thackeray on the brain because I have another one that I'm working on. And this one's going to be a challenge because as I was taking it apart and getting the text block out, this happened. So this one is old as well. What year is this one? 1899. So what, 123 years old? So it's just a coincidence that it's also Thackeray. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So I'm going to have to, this one will need some work. This is a really hard spine, but it's so beautiful. I have to use that spine. It's so beautiful. So I will be working on that, but I do think I'll be doing it off camera. I think I concentrate better when I'm not worried about too much quiet. I always feel like if it's quiet, I need to be saying something. And I'm still trying to decide what my approach is going to be for this. Because it does feel like it was leather, but of course even leather will just eventually dry up and crack. I'm thinking I may, as you know, I like a loosey-goosey cover, and I may get some muslin and paint it, try and color match to this, paint it to this color, and just simply line the inside so it fits together like this, because it doesn't seem to have been originally, there are no grooves here. There's no gutter kind of, you know how most books have that dent here. My bullet journal. Most books have that. And it looks like this publisher didn't create that kind of a book. So obviously, eventually, this side is bound to do what this side did. So I've got to do something, but I've got to use that spine. It's so beautiful. So I think that's going to be my approach, and I think I want to use, this was a full, scrapbook paper. It was like that. And I think I want to use this on the inside front cover. I like this red with that beautiful marbled paper. And I just thought I'll put him on the inside of the back because his dark shade looks nice with this dark shade. And then it will look kind of, again, kind of all sortsy. And again, I'm not in a lacy mood lately, but we'll see. Maybe by the time I get to this one, maybe the laciness will hit me. The text block for this book has some fun little illustrations in it. Lots of them. So I'm going to try and put those back in, especially because the backs are blank. So I'm going to try and put as many as I can of those back in, and then again just have all sorts of fun, you know. That's my plan. This is interesting. This will have to go in. I guess I would need to read the book to find out what this is all about, but look at that. Isn't that interesting? I can barely read it. But I will put it back in. Funny little sketches and drawings in different styles. I like that. Add a little bit of variety. And of course this has to go in. $18.99. The binding itself is still in excellent condition. That's very tight and well bound. I'm worried. I'm seeing these sticking out here, and I'm worried about how the signatures were sewn in. Let's see. Let's take a look together. You can hear me shriek or yell for joy. Oh, good. Okay, it does have regular threads. This was really suspended unusually inside the text, inside the cover. It was actually only suspended by 2 pieces of cord. And I had never seen that before in an old book. Usually there is mull, which is sort of like very thin cheesecloth. Or else there's just a very thin fabric. Or else there are like cotton bands, maybe 3 cotton bands going across. But this book, I wonder if you can still see where they were, had 2 cords that ran across, so obviously it flattens out and is spread out underneath here. That suspended this text block inside the cover, and it's a very heavy text block. Let's do a page, a corner fold, and see what kind of quality this paper is, whether it's a crackable or not. Nope, that's not too bad. I had to give it a good tug, so that's going to be fine to put some pages back in. Sometimes you can bend them like that and they just right away. Well, maybe not the greatest, but certainly good enough to put a few back in, I think. Obviously some things that need to not go back in. Those are the sort of things. I'm not sure about you. I'm not comfortable reusing certain things when races or countries are portrayed in what we now know is inappropriate ways. I'm not comfortable reusing those texts or illustrations. So I'll go through, and I think this is going to be a really, really pretty book. Now, I think I've caught up on just about everything. I was just going to show you what's on my desk, what I'm doing, give you an update, because I've had a few people asking about miscellaneous works. And so I just thought I'd give you an update and let you know that Saturday morning the flip through will be available for viewing, and then 10 a.m. New York time, the Etsy listing should go live. Now, Etsy takes its time, and sometimes I click on it and and it immediately shows up, and sometimes, I don't know why, it will take forever. And some people will say, where is it? It's not showing up. You have to keep refreshing the page. Even I do, and I'm the administrator of the page, and I keep hitting refresh. Where is it? I know I created this listing. Where did it go? And it's just Etsy, and it's just how they do things. So just to let you know, in case you happen to be interested and want to go take a peek over there. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed taking a look through the flip through. It sure was fun to make. Sure was a pleasure. It was just what I needed, even though it took me 3 months to 3 months to finish. Wowie, took forever. I'm happy with how it ended up. Well, thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And, well, we'll be talking tomorrow, I suppose, if you join me for the flip through tomorrow morning. Take care, everyone. Bye.